What up internet, Kurt here, geeking out on celebrity autobiographies. Now some of them out there are more important than others, but the best ones give us the inside scoop and not just the stuff you can find on their Wikipedia page. Like the new one from Clive Davis, the big time music producer. He used his recently released memoir to come out as bisexual, but that's not what everybody's talking about. They're talking about the fact that he burned Kelly Clarkson, called her a songwriter and a crybaby. Now these accusations, true or not, and you know what, forget that. They're not true. Try and tell me that this is a song. No way. There's another music producer with a new book that just came out, and that's Tommy Mottola. In his, he actually apologizes to Mariah Carey. But that's not the reason I'm gonna read it. I just want to read about him and his Hall & Oates days. Now sometimes these books are a little bit too revealing. That's what happened when I made the huge mistake of reading Dustin Diamond's Behind the Bell. Turns out he's a completely horrible person. I should have seen this coming considering he had released his own sex tape called Saved by the Smell. So I don't know what I was expecting by this book, but I did not like it.
Stinks.
First of all, he trashes the whole cast, other than Mr. Belding, and he just tries to remind us how everyone in the cast did it except for him, because he was too busy getting tail at Disneyland, which was his go-to move. He'd wait until he gets recognized, and then take him on the Haunted Mansion and do it in the ride. Ugh. I'm not riding that ride again. Oh, also, he says they were all high during the No Hope with Dope episode.
There's no hope with dope!
Athletes usually have some pretty juicy biographies. And actually sometimes they're actually called juiced, as is the case with Jose Canseco, where not only does he admit that he used a ton of steroids all the time, but that everybody else did. Andre Agassi's Open paints a crazy picture of what it's like growing up groomed to do one thing, and that's play tennis. Oh, and also do crystal meth while you're playing it.
Dope!
There are countless autobiographies out there by musicians. Clapton's is pretty good. Paul McCartney's book is great. Not only do you get the inside scoop of my favorite Beatle, but he also breaks down who wrote what of all 250 Beatles songs. But the craziest goes to Motley Crue and their classic, The Dirt. It's told oral history style, right? So everybody gets a chance to say their piece, to tell their side of the story. The roller coaster you go on while you read this thing is pretty intense. By the end of the book, you have reasons to feel for everybody in the band, but for that first half, man, you hate every single one of them because they're awful people. But it is easier to hear when it's Will Forte reading an excerpt from the book.
But she'd never been with a rocker.
Oh, and speaking of Forte, another book to go the oral history route is Live from New York, The History of SNL. This is like one of my favorite books of all time. Also interviewed in that book is Tina Fey, one of my favorite people ever, as well as the author of one of my favorite books, Bossypants. It's not crazy revealing Motley Crue style, although the idea of Tina Fey getting caught up in 80s hair metal excess is pretty hysterical, but it's still great. And my copy is signed by Tina herself, although the one I wish I had gotten was this one. She signed it, help. I'm trapped in a Korean Tina Fey autograph factory. That's genius. Also, I would work there. All right, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna go apply to that Tina Fey factory, but in the meantime, stick around for more episodes.
Would I use dope? Nope.